In the lead up to the December 7 elections, Parliament experienced a number of dramatic events. That was when the Speaker of Parliament declared some 4 seats as vacant. Now, this will be a decision that will be challenged by Majority Leader Alexander Apenyo-Markin in the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the majority that the said seats could not be vacant. After this decision, the Majority Leader Apenyo-Markin petitioned the Speaker of Parliament for the House to be recalled just to be able to see to government's agenda for the day. Now, this petition was shut down by the Speaker due to preparations towards the elections. Now, the Speaker explained that members of Parliament were already in their constituencies campaigning, and so the only time that Parliament would be reconvened will be after the elections. Now, this is the first sitting of the House after the December 7 general elections. Moving on to the 9th Parliament, what is going to happen? How will the House look like? Especially after majority of members from the NPP side have lost their seat, given some huge majority to the NDC side, with the NPP side taking a little less than 100 seats in the House. Now, today in the ChannelOne newsroom, we come to you from the Parliament House to look at how the majority and minority caucus, or the sides, heeded to this call. So this is the first meeting after the back and forth in Parliament before the election. How do you feel about this call?
I think this is a very important call. We have some serious business to do, and this goes in favor of the incoming administration. We have the Emoluments Committee bill to pass. That's the Article 71 holders. We also have the vote to account budget for the first quarter of next year. These are all things going in favor of the incoming administration. I hope that common sense will prevail and Speaker will take charge today. We sit in our respective positions and do justice to these things for the sake of Mother Ghana.
Now, prior to the election, there were a number of issues that you personally raised. You were seen as not in support of certain things, even from your own side. Now, with the aftermath of the elections, what have happened? Do you feel vindicated?
If what I was telling the government middle of 2022, we did fail to listen, was my own doing. You've seen the results. If what I was trying to tell the president, I've been vindicated by happenings, and more so the polls as conducted on the 7th of December 2024, Ghanaians are the better judges. And I kept saying that posterity will be on my side because I knew what I was talking about.
A lot of Ghanaians have raised the issues regarding your numbers now in Parliament. That's the 9th Parliament. People think that now you have the full powers, to take your decisions, to support your government. That's the Mahama-led government. How are you assuring Ghanaians that it's not going to be a rubber stamp majority?
No, it can't be a rubber stamp. This is the doing of the Lord. And I know President Mahama himself is aware of that. You can't use artificial means to subvert the will of God and the will of the people of Ghana. The outgoing president wanted to have some kind of institutional policy to convert all the state institutions in accordance with the will of the ruling MPP party. God has overturned that, and we must take a lesson from that.
In the parliamentary elections, Dom Kwabena seat, it came as a shocker to a lot of people. I don't know what your comments will be after this, considering that this Dom Kwabena seat is a very safe one for the NPP, but no more, it looks like.
I think we had the pointers coming out from the surveys that were being put out there. And a very important factor is my dad in the church. And I think that moving forward as a party, we have to have a look at that in the constituency. What role does it play? What pointers would it give to us moving forward?
Will it go back 2028?
I've done 12 years in the constituency. What I would say is it's a bit too early, and I know that there's still some issues in there, but if you look at the gap that we win with and what we are contending with right now, I think as a party, we need to have a critical look at that constituency and how we can win it back, with or without Adwoa Safo.
We see that in the ninth parliament, a lot of your colleagues will not be coming back. You will not be in the house as well. I don't know what to make of all this, considering the experienced people who are no longer coming back.
Those of us who are out or outgoing will be there to lend a helping hand to them. And don't forget, we used to have the Fable 67 many years ago when the president then was an MP. So it's about a very good parliamentary group, not necessarily making the in the plenary, their voices may not be heard, but it's about putting government on its toes.
We go over to our man on the ground who sat through proceedings near Ayukwe Okine for this report.
The House eventually reconvened on Monday, December 16, 2024 for parliamentary business. Now, during proceedings, the NDC group occupied the left-hand side of the House as the minority caucus, whilst the NPP MPs occupied the right-hand side of the Speaker as the majority caucus of the House. In his opening remarks, the minority leader, Dr. Kessie Alatoforsen, noted that the vote against the Akufo-Addo government in the recently held elections is an indication of its poor governance.
I'm proud to announce that we were able to snatch over 50 parliamentary seats from our colleagues at the divide. We took more than 50 parliamentary seats from the ruling NPP party. Mr. Speaker, we have clearly shown that it is possible to reduce the NPP majority to Nkokwan Katenkate. Indeed, Nkokwan Katenkate is possible. It is obvious that NPP has been punished for its poor governance, economic mismanagement, obstinacy, greed, state capture, arrogance of power, impunity, disrespect, lawlessness, and persecution of political opponents.
The majority leader, Alexander Akpenyamaken, on his part, cast doubt on the feasibility of some promises made by John Dramani Mahama, the president-elect of Ghana, particularly with regard to his promise to govern with 60 ministers and also scrap the e-levy betting tax, among other pledges.
Dr. Faust, I have heard you. You have overwhelming majority. But that majority will start reducing from the 8th of January. And I know that come 2028, we will be in a majority. We are going to see. You said 60 ministers and deputy ministers, all inclusive 60. Mr. Speaker, we are going to see how you are going to protect the public purse. We hear from Honorable Setekwe that you cannot implement the free SHS. We await the outcome of your policies.
In his formal communication, the Speaker, Alban Bagben, highlighted some key government businesses that could be considered before the end of the 8th Parliament.
Expenditure in advance of appropriation bill 2024. 2. Environmental Protection Bill 2024. The consideration of the clauses of this bill has been taken already. It just left with the 3rd reading only. 3. Boundary Commission Bill 2024. This is a very urgent bill due to the state of insecurity in the world, particularly our sub-region, West Africa. So the Social Protection Bill 2023 as number 4, Parliament Transition Bill 2023, the Parliamentary Service Bill 2024, and a few Public Accounts Committee reports.
The minority reiterated its opposition to some tax waiver requests for companies under the One District, One Factory policies, indicating that it will be a financial strain on the budget of the incoming government. Reporting for ChannelOne News from Parliament, my name is Ayukwe Okine.